Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Folklore. It's time for us to do chapter 1 for Ellen. So let's see, the woman Ellen had found in the land of the dead was not her mother. Thus begins Ellen's adventure in the netherworld. So now we're actually going to be able to get into some real gameplay instead of just the tutorials. And thus it begins. Chapter 1, Familia Warmth. Who was that person waiting at the cliff? And what happened in my past? Maybe I'll find my past in this village. Okay. That actually makes no sense. Like, this random village that I'm not even sure I've ever been to is randomly gonna be the place that has all of my information. Huh. We met on the cliff? I'm Keats. I work for a magazine. I'm Ellen. That woman was not your mother after all. Fortunate news despite misfortunate circumstances. Did you know that woman? She phoned me for help, but I don't know why. A letter asked me here. Perhaps it was hers. That woman's daughter might know the truth. She lives nearby. Her name is Suzette. Thank you. I will pay her a visit. This is all so dizzying. It's likely the woman was murdered. This is a small, close-knit village. Outsiders will be the prime suspects. You mean us? You were the only other person on the cliff. Whatever do you mean? Nothing. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. I only wanted to know about my past. Let's hope your past doesn't unveil anything unseemly. So yeah, Keats is a little bit, not very sensitive. Suzette, the real daughter of the woman who died at the cliff. She's in the village. What can she be like? I'd like to ask her some questions. Alright, so I'm not positive, but I think... No. This house, maybe. Nope. Doc Lester. O'Connell. Pub owner, who probably doesn't know that there's ghosts in his pub every night. And then this is Keats' hole. Keats' base. Okay. It's just a hole, but whatever. It can be a base too. Anything can be a base. Alright, so which house is hers? This lower one that I was thinking wasn't hers, so I never checked. That it is. And let's barge in without even knocking. Yay! We have manners. Lots of visitors today. Keats told me about you. You saw my mum fall from the cliff? Yes, I'm so sorry. When I got there, it was far too late. It's no surprise. How can you say such a thing? She didn't have her head on straight. I followed her here. She had it coming to see what she was going to do. Why did she ask you here? I want to know that. Did your mother mention anything about me? Not to me. 17 years ago, I was 5 years old, but I don't remember anything from that time. Your mother is the only clue I have. Do you have a family, a father? Father? Don't ask about my family. Uh-oh, touchy subject. Touchy, touchy subject. My mother. There were days when she was totally convinced that I was my dead older brother. She'd call me by his name and forbid me from going outside, saying I'd get killed. Sometimes I'd be trapped in the house for months. Other days she'd realize I wasn't him, and she'd start saying I killed him and beat me. Woohoo! Yay for beating children. What made her that way? On Samhain 17 years ago, my father fell over the cliff and died. That same day, my mother suddenly disappeared from the village. What do you think? Think? I imagine she must have been in shock. To leave like that without even having a funeral. Well, that's sweet, but most people would think that she pushed him over the cliff and then ran away. Some villagers said they heard yelling and screaming coming from this house too. Why would she kill him? My guess is maybe because he was abusing my brother. That fits, don't you think? It's all just speculation, and now that my mother's gone, only the dead knows the answers. How can you imagine that of your own parents? You would too if you had a mother like mine. Now I'm curious too, what connection could you have to my family? Incidentally, did your father have do you have a memento of your father? A detective, eh? You might not believe it, but I need it to meet the dead. What are you, one of those mediums or something? Anyway, why don't you take this key? They say my father was holding it when he died. I got a key. Acquired memento key. And with this, we can go to the first stage. First level, whatever you want to call it. Alright, I see the key. Will offering this key at the hinge allow me to meet Suzette's father? And then it, conveniently waits till nighttime so you can go to the hinge. I'm going to bed for a rest till nightfall. Rest.
I'm exhausted.
That's why you're resting. Although you didn't do anything today except ask a couple questions. Alright. Now we'll head over to the hinge. The hinge. Over to the hinge. Hello, Scarecrow. Got yourself a memento, eh? So to the Netherworld again. Just make an offering of it. What will happen? Listen very carefully and you'll hear a dead person's voice. It will give you the location of the door to the Netherworld, a place with significance to that person while alive. So I use the memento key. And light, glowy, glowy light. I want to take him to the lighthouse. It's my dear son's final wish. The lighthouse? And so she wanders off to the lighthouse because, yeah. Yay for hearing voices. Hearing voices. As long as they don't tell you to do something too stupid. Show me the way, lighthouse. Thank you. And there it is.
So it was the will of the dead that showed me the way to the Netherworld.
And bravely she steps inside. and turns into butterflies. Fly away like a butterfly. Wee-hee, the fairy realm again. This time you open the door to the netherworld yourself. What should I do to meet Suzette's father? Defeat the Folklore, the monster deep within the fairy realm. When someone dies with a strong emotion, their spirit is pulled into a Folklore. Defeat that Folklore, and the spirits inside should be released. Oh, I could never do anything like that. Yes, you could, but first let's go and see the Fairy Lord to get some advice. Is he someone important? Yes, he is. He knows everything. He'll tell us where the Folklore is. Wee-hee-hee, I bet he'll give you a really warm welcome. Almost forgot, if you're going to travel the Netherworld, you should take this. Acquired the Fairy Realm Picture Book. Okay, Picture Book show folk weaknesses. Open the Picture Book from the Start menu and item screen to view its pages. A portal has appeared at the entrance to the Fairy Realm. You can use the portal to recover HP, save your game, or return to Doolin. So yeah, about the Picture Book. Basically open it up, and as you can see, it's got a picture book of these enemies being weak to the bubbles. I don't remember what those enemies are called, but yeah. You'll find more pages as you get through the level. So, let's go exploring. Pretty sure these people still say the same thing as they did before, so. Really no use to talking to them still. And for the most part, it's going to be the same areas we went through in the prologue, but we'll have more areas past it. So that's always good. Yep. There's one. Oh, wrong button. And so we capture more Puka, as I now know how they're called, but for most of the other enemies, I'm probably going to say their names wrong, so I'm just going to say them wrongly for a while, so yeah. Don't be too disgruntled by that, I should say. Alright. Get back here, Hinky. Alright. Oh, there's another one. Oh. Come on. See if I can get these two. Nope. Oh, sometimes it's just better to catch them one at a time. You don't get the bonus, but hey, what happens? And as you can see over there, there's a little glowing ball. That's an item drop. You've acquired a karma releasing item. The item can be used to release certain folk karma. And it'll say what you pick up when that screen didn't pop up. See? Pulse tree nut. Which is good. Life drops obviously heal your life. Alright, so we don't have what we can use to break this crystal yet, because it requires an earth element, as you can see by the color. However, these up here are blue, which we can break. So we got another picture book. We got page 2 of this picture book. So we'll look inside of it, and we got this odd-looking running beast thing, and it is weak to the other one that was weak to the water. So, yeah, that's how you find out some of the weaknesses. That's also how you will find out the weaknesses about the folklores of the level. I'm going to be happy with 2. And then we'll get this third one. Give me your id. Dang it. Yeah. Aiming's a little bit off. Not used to it yet. But we'll come back for whatever's in there. maybe. I forget if... Sometimes you won't get the element of certain stuff until you complete a previous or a later level, and then you have to come back to the previous levels, which is possible to do, so. And suck them up. Released more of Puka's Karma, so now we can attack 4 times in a row. Good. Hurrah. Check that real quick. No, I want to check Puka. Alright, so in order to release the next one, we're going to have to get 10 pulse tree nuts, so that will be something that we need to keep an eye out for doing. Yummy, eat their souls, basically. That's basically what you're doing, is eating their souls. Yummy, yummy souls. Kill molies. Or whatever they're called, since I'm probably mispronouncing them. Okay, so as you saw, the unlocked for Kamoli is to get a MP reduction, MP consumption reduction. You know what I'm trying to say. MC consumption reduction. Kind of hard to say right there. And we'll travel a bit further. Or at least getting past the area of which we met Suzette's mother. And we'll run past. And continue on. What could be past here, I wonder? Oh, what do we have here? These look familiar, don't they? Oh, we're getting attacked from behind. So I'm gonna finish off these Pukas first before we take on whoever these called, I forget. Alright, now to kill these, gonna have to... Oh! Yay! Yum! Impet! So we got an Impet, which as you can see is yellow, which I think is not what we were wanting earlier. I think what we were actually wanting earlier is a wind element, but I'm not positive. We'll go further. Those bubbles are somewhat homing. Alright. Let's take a quick look at Impet. Oh, that's Hinky. Impet. This little fiend is wicked and always up to no good, but it isn't very powerful. Sometimes it seems to be kindly, but always has ulterior motives. And to release his karma, we have to find one aqua liquid. So we will continue onward. But now we have Impet, so when we use it, uses quite a bit of MC, but it will, like, you know, trap an enemy in honey, since that's what it has, is a honey pot. And as you saw up there, there's a recharge for when you use certain folks. There is a recharge. So, this big wide open place looks interesting, but we'll have to continue on and find out what this is all about in the next part. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time on Let's Play Folklore.